So, Ben Askren.
I was wondering if we were ever gonna get there.
Ben Askren. Do you like? I think that this all comes down to how you define taking a dive. Like, do you think he lost on purpose? I don't think he lost. You think he like if you were gonna lose on purpose, wouldn't you stay down?
I guess maybe you're right there.
So and like, have you seen like?
I feel like he took a dive like I did too. Where I was like, I hurt a little bit, but you guys really making this a bigger thing than I thought it was.
I feel like he didn't train. I feel like he didn't.
Oh, he looked fat as shit.
Try. He didn't take it seriously. I think he underestimated Jake.
That's how I've always said if I was ever gonna fight in a rough and rowdy, it would be like look, I'm not doing anything. I'll get in that ring and I'll fight
but you know why?
I am not trying.
But that also leaves the perfect excuse.
Right.
If you bust your ass and then you lose, it's like you are a loser. You put everything you had into this and you lose, so that sucks. If you go into it like Ben Askren did, being like,
I mean, Ben
Jake,
looked
he was like
big. I don't know Ben's career that well. I don't know what he like fought at. He looked like me.
He had hip surgery like last year, so he's been like on the couch for like 15 months, which is like nobody would be in shape after that. I think that it's a lot easier to just be like, yeah, well, he was like, I mean, the whole week he was like, if Jake's good, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And he kept, when I talked to him, he wanted to talk about Frisbee golf and crypto more than he wanted to talk about this fight. So I don't think he tried hard. And that's very different than like, I'm going to go in there and take a dive. Because also, if you're really going to do that, you would go like a round or two. Like, I don't think you would, I don't think you would be
he
knockout.
looked like a fucking tree falling in the forest. Like that was.
Look at this punch and tell me he doesn't like take one. Like he gets fucking clocked. It's a big punch. It's a pretty big fucking punch.
It's a big punch, but it's almost like he fell too perfectly. Like he legit he felt like someone who would be like
someone who got his fucking bell rung, like someone who got punched in the fucking head. I mean, and then he wanted to he was kind of like, you think he was acting when he was like protesting, like no, I'm good, like let me fight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there are a lot of obviously mitigating factors here, but just like that, the way he fell, I was like, people don't fall like that. Like that's just
I feel
I feel like you almost
like
you
timber.
You kind of more like crumble than fall like that.
Yeah,
like that almost feels like someone who's like aware of like stiffening muscles and things like that. Like usually when you get knocked out, it's just like bam, like you drop into a heap.
Yeah,
rather than like that. Like I mean, that was a far fall.
It was like Looney Tunes. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like Jose Canseco like didn't even get like.
I mean, there's no doubt he got punched.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, and so maybe he went into it being like the first time I get like a good clean punch landed on me, I'm gonna fucking take it. Like I'm gonna just stay down. But he didn't stay down. He got up.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take a dive, you stay down.
It also is like I feel like we're just completely speculating here, but I also feel like he's a fighter. Like he's been hit. I'd be like you said, like I'll get hit a few times.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. Like,
yeah.
Like, am I terrified? Like, do I think this person actually gonna kill me? No. Yeah. So I'll just fucking.
So that's where the people saying that he took a dive come in, and they showed me footage of when he was on the ground as one of the second right before he got sent to the Shadow Realm. He was on the ground and he just got like fucking wailed on, and they're like, this guy like got knocked out in one punch. I'm like, yeah, because of that. Like the last fight he got kneed into outer space and his brain was mush.
Wait,
and the fight,
he fought Masvidal?
Yes, he was the guy who got that flying knee to end it.
Okay.
In the first shot. Like remember that was like the bell rung, he ran across, did the flying knee, and he was out. So like that dude's brain is mush.
I knew the name Ben Askren,
yeah.
And I don't know MMA well enough to know everything, but I definitely knew the name, but I couldn't have told you any of his fights. If you are on the level where you're fighting fucking Masvidal, I don't think that.
And that's what a lot of people are saying. But also, don't you think that if Masvidal needs your brain out of your skull, and prior to that you were like eating these punches, where like it didn't knock you out then, but like my example would be like if somebody tackled Troy Aikman today and he got if I tackled Troy Aikman and he hit his head and they were like a concussion, they'd be like, Kevin Clancy gave Troy Aikman a concussion. Look at all these times he got a concussion in the NFL. That guy got a concussion.
Taylor gave him a concussion.
Right. That's what I mean. It's like
Kevin just activated it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's just further evidence that like he was retired, he hadn't fought, and his brain had been mashed in a bunch. But I do understand the logical side of like I once rose to the level to fight Masvidal, and now like I couldn't take a single punch from Jake Paul. So
and like I think at this point too, like He's a YouTuber, but like, I mean, clearly the guy can fight. It is one of the things.
Well, the guy can wrestle. Oh, you mean Jake? Yeah. So yeah, well, that was my next question. Where are you stand on Jake Paul? Because like, I hate that I have to defend him because I don't like him. I really love Logan. Everybody knows that. But Jake, I've never talked to him, so I've never even had the chance to like learn if there's another side to him. But if I liken it to like Barstool because he was a YouTube personality the same way like we are. If like Billy Football fought a YouTuber, a blogger, beat the shit out of him, and then was talking all this sorts of shit, and people were like, fight a fucking real athlete. And then he fought an NBA player and beat the shit out of him. And they said, fight a real fighter. And he beat up an ex-MMA guy and then earned his way to be like, I think he already has proven himself.
I think
the fact that people are saying you have to fight a real boxer in order for me to respect you means you're on the level of a professional boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's exactly. You're making the argument against yourself.
Yes.
When you're like
yes.
If you want me to think you as a boxer,
fight a boxer.
Go fight a boxer. Like,
yeah.
Well, okay. So
that's
you
my
think him
point.
as a boxer? Then.
Yes, exactly that. And I can't believe that people don't understand that.
Yeah.
And it's like, so he's, in my mind, has already won if he went from being a YouTuber to being mentioned in the same breath as, well, no names because there's no boxers who exist anymore.
Right.
Boxers are like mythical. Anybody that's not a heavyweight is a
It's
mythical.
like Triple G, I think Canelo. I don't even think
I could name, how many could you, I could name Mayweather, Fury, Deontay Wilder, the fat one, Andy Ruiz, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten him, but yes.
Canelo, Triple G.
I
can name 6 or 7 boxers, and that's
more than I would have gotten. But I will say this, dude. I wasn't at that fight, obviously. I had floor seats to Triple G at MSG, and that's a wild night. It's like me and Dan went, and we like Peter Berg gave us the seats.
Right.
Like,
The dude from Friday Night Lights.
And fucking Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
And like we met him beforehand. He's like his son was like a stoolie, and I was like I didn't know any of this until like the night up. And
right.
I was like, where are we sitting? Like on the floor. And it was like with Michael Davies.
Yeah.
And it was that was like one of the things where it's like.
Michael Davies is the fucking man.
It was like for people who don't know, he's like we knew from
TV
NBC Row, but
yeah.
he does. I associate with Men in Blazers, yeah. And we went out with like him and a couple of his boys, and it was like, I mean, this is probably 6 years ago, right? 5-6 years ago. We just moved to New York,
yeah.
And so like, it was like seeing what like. It wasn't even like a baller night I mean, yes, it was. We sat on the floor at a fucking major fight.
Yeah.
But like that's how they just kind of have a guy's night.
Right.
Like,
that's just like you want to go get a couple beers?
Yeah.
At the Garden on the floor watching Triple G?
It was like him and like 4 of his buddies who like went to like this really nice sushi restaurant. I was like, oh, like this is just the boys hanging out, only the boys have money. And but like it was a wild
watching
night.
that, they're on another level, right?
What?
Those guys, when you see them like on that level.
Yeah.
That's where it's like if Jake Paul does fight someone like that.
But like it wasn't even watching it, it was feeling it.
Yeah.
That was the crazy thing to me. I could like when I say we had good seats, like Seinfeld was right there, Chris Rock was right there, like we were there.
Yeah.
And I could feel it. Like when Triple G threw a punch, I felt it in my seat.
What?
Yeah. Like it
Holy
was
shit.
Crazy. It was like that's how hard it's going through I don't even remember who he was fighting, but it's going through another person's body, through a ring, through a fucking floor,
shaking the
and I
fucking
could
ground.
feel it in my fucking seat.
That's nuts.
That's how hard they hit.
And that's
I can't believe Jake's there. Obviously.
No, but that's what
like
the fact that people are even having these conversations. It's like if someone was like, "Yeah, listen, dude, Michael Jordan would beat him 1-on-1." It's like the fact that you're even saying that means that he's pretty fucking good at basketball, you know? And he's so smart because he just keeps picking incrementally better people, but ones that he knows he's going to knock out or at least be able to handle. And, or I think like he would take on Conor McGregor for the money and the fame, and if he gets his ass kicked, like so be it, you know? But right now he's like super smart about it. So this is the argument we had on the rundown. How
awesome was that? And like maybe he is just really like a person who's just built completely different than me. And the idea that he could lose never even went through his mind.
Yeah.
But like if that was me going into that fight, where I'm someone who's like a pretty good fighter, and I'm not like I'm saying if I'm Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And like I'm a pretty good fighter, and I can hit, I can strike, I can throw hands. But like, I mean, part of me would be like, this dude fought professionally his entire life.
Right.
Like he's probably gonna knock me out.
And that's where those guys are different. I said like Logan gave him like a pump up speech before he went out there. And part of me was laughing because I was like, man, these guys they are just always putting on a show. They always know to ratchet up the dramatics and the pageantry. But maybe they just believe it. And that, like, he was like, this is your fucking legacy. This is your fucking life. Your legend. And that guy, it's nothing to him. And like, that's true, you know? And part of it, I think if you buy into these things, that's why we're fucking losers. We're just like, this doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. None of this is important. I don't really care. And Jake Paul is like, this is the most important thing in the world to me.
One day I'm just going to die.
Yeah, right. So why try to do anything? Because sooner or later I'm going to be dead, you know? But if you take it seriously and live it, and that's where like the dude just keeps winning and keeps getting money and keeps proving people wrong, and they keep moving the goalposts.
And so to finish my thought, like what, like I would have just been like, that would have been insane to me. I would have been like, holy fuck, like, let's party, let's go nuts tonight.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, I just fucking won that. But like, I wonder if Jake was just like,
no, he was pretty emotional. I feel like
he
he had like a tragedy, like his friend died or something recently this week because he was like crying on the mat, and like I think Bob Fox told me it was like something like important to him. But I think he's like, I think he believes it, but I think it's also like he puts his all into it and gets it fucking done. So we were saying on the rundown, the problem is boxers are hungry ass people who are usually like, I'm fighting for like my meal, you know? So he's obviously not doing that because he's rich. But if you have a chip on your shoulder that's like, the whole world hates me and wants to see me fail, literally the whole world, because they all know me already, that's a pretty good motivator, man. That's like, I would be like, well, whatever, I have money. He's like, I don't think he cares about the money. Like, he wants to be like known as that. Do you think if he trained for like 10 years, he would be like a boxer? Marty's like kind of a Jake Paul guy, and he was just like, he's a good athlete and a good fighter, and if he's got money, he just dedicates all his time to boxing. Like maybe he would just be not a champion,
like
but
26,
just,
right?
24, I think he is.
24,
yeah, which is kind of late in boxing, but like,
I mean, definitely late in boxing.
Right? Sorry, you're like 8, you know? Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, he's playing such a good villain, such a good heel, and winning, and the arguments against him are so bad that it's making me like him and take his side. Where I'm like,
what are the arguments against him?
There are none. Yeah. It's just they hate him, you know, and it's like. And he's like, he's getting better. You keep asking him to fight this level of fighter.
Did he knock out KSI? Is he like 3-0 with like 3 knockouts?
He didn't fight KSI. He fought a different one. Logan fought KSI.
Logan fought KSI what, twice, 3 times?
Yeah, it was a loss and a draw for Logan. He fought another YouTuber, I think Freddie or Frankie something, who was like a nobody. Knocked him out. Yeah. So
3-0, 3 knockouts is pretty strong.
Yeah, and you know.
And they've all. How long did Nate Robinson go?
Around maybe second round, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, that one wasn't a long one.
Yeah, it was a lot of like grappling and like, hugging him too.
He can hit.
Like,
fucking guy can hit.
He's got a fucking right hand. Like, so just at least like respect it and tell it like it is. 96% of you motherfuckers watch these videos and aren't subscribed. Shout out to the 4%. You are good people. 4% of people are watching our clips.
That's about what I would guess the breakdown of
good people versus bad people
in the world.
Yeah.
Good people versus bad people. Probably about 96% to 4.
That's
but
fair.
Be a good person.
But it's not even. I'm not even asking you to be a good person. I'm asking you to push a button.
Yeah,
I'm asking you to click a button.
Yeah, you can be a bad person still, but just click the button.
You can be a piece of shit. Just click subscribe. 96% of you watch these clips and they're like, oh my God, that was a funny clip from this podcast. I liked it. And I'm just not going to help them out. The people who work to make it, the people who work to produce it, to post it, to upload it, and there's nothing from you. You're a bad person if you don't subscribe.
Be a good one.